Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and demo of the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. Now I've never done one of these before simply because other than my Estee Lauder Double Wear, I've just never loved a foundation enough to be able to dedicate an entire video to it. But obviously that's changed since I tried this bad boy. This is a gift from the makeup gods. You guys, I'm so excited about this. When I tried this, I instantly knew I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a legit try. I'm gonna do it for a couple weeks, but then it needs to be shared. It needs to be shared with all of my YouTube family because I know they're going to love it. You guys, I legit feel like I look like an insane person today. Normally I do my foundation first and I save my eye makeup for last, but today I had to reverse it in order to do this demo. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the dramatic eye makeup or the fact that I'm breaking out really bad. I just feel like I look so crazy right now. So let's jump right in so we can cover all of this up. Now I'm gonna be starting with my Dr. Jart Pore Finish Primer. I've been using this for about a month now and I'm obsessed with it. I just think it works so well with this foundation and I love it. And I just use a teeny tiny bit on my fingers and then I focus it just in all of my problem areas, which for me is always my T-zone. So my forehead, my nose, and my chin, and then just dragging it out a little bit onto my cheeks because this is just a little bit hydrating, at least in my opinion, and my cheeks do tend to get a little dry. Now I'm going to go in with my foundation, and the shade that I'm using is 3.25. This is actually a little bit light for me, but I do have the darker color already on the way, but I did want to get this demo up for you guys. And to be honest, this foundation actually does oxidize a tiny bit. And what I like to do is just apply it kind of in dots all over my face, and some people may not agree with this. This is just how I like to do it. And I kind of dab it just all over on my nose, my chin, my forehead, and just kind of even almost blend it a tiny bit as I apply it, especially focusing on any trouble areas. And then, although this foundation says to apply it with a brush, I in general just don't like the way any foundation looks applied with a brush on my skin, so I always use my little trusty beauty blender. And now I'm just gonna blend this out. And it might look a tiny bit light on me, especially because my ring light for some reason just seems really, really bright today. But I just want you guys to see how instantly it covers up any redness. I don't have to build this one at all. And you guys know that for the longest time, the Estee Lauder Double Wear has been my holy grail foundation. I am obsessed with that foundation. It will always be my OG homie, you know? But when I found this, I was like, I don't think it's gonna be as great, but I'll give it a try just because it was something that was marketed towards people with oily skin like myself. And you guys, I've been wearing this for, I wanna say 2 weeks now, almost every day. I have never loved a foundation this much. Normally, they're either not matte enough because I do not like a dewy finish at all. I like a very, very matte finish. Or they rub off during the day, or they just have to have tons of layers built up in order to get the coverage that I want, because I do have generalized redness on my face and I always have a pimple. It's just the story of my life. I always have a pimple. And especially when I have those, I find myself having to put at least 2 to 3 layers of foundation and then concealer on top of that and then powder on top of that. And it's just Jesus, no, I don't want to do that all the time. So when I got this foundation and I put it on for the first time, I was actually broken out way worse than I am right now. And instantly, as soon as I put it on, I was like, what just happened? Holy crap, you guys. I mean, I wish I would have recorded that too, but unfortunately I did not. I mean, you can even see just with the pimples that I have now on my chin, that's 1 layer of foundation. It's really, really not a heavy layer either, just because I'm applying it with a really damp beauty blender. And I just love the way this finishes. I just keep blending until I like the way that it looks. I'm not adding any more product, I'm just blending what's already there. I always bring it down onto my neck because right now my chest is just a lot darker than my neck skin tone is. So I just want to bring that down so it all blends together and doesn't look like I have that cake face line. I basically just focus on areas where I want to make sure that I get the most coverage, which again, my T-zone, because I'm broken out really bad, as you guys saw on my chin, on my cheek a little bit right there, and just general redness around my nose and on my face in general. And to me, this foundation is a tiny bit light for my skin, but to be completely honest, this foundation does oxidize a tiny bit, you guys. Now for me, out of all the foundations that I've ever tried, this one oxidizes the least for me. And I actually like that simply because I buy my foundations just a shade light, just because I am a very pale person. So when it oxidizes on me, it winds up being the perfect shade. Because like I said, my body's a little bit more tan right now, and I actually ordered, I think it's shade 4, which I have on its way from Urban Decay right now, because as we're going into winter, I'm actually considering self-tanning a bit just because I want to be bronze goddess status. So we'll see kind of what shade works best, or even possibly mixing the two, because that was actually why I ordered it in the first place, was to try mixing it with the 3.25, and we'll see kind of how that looks. But I just keep blending and blending, and this is actually probably as far as I'll go. And you guys can see how much it covered all the redness, all the pimples. I do still have a little bit of a dark circle, in my opinion, showing through under my eyes, but that's something I have no matter what foundation I use. So I'm gonna jump off camera now, finish up my brows, set my eyes a little bit with some concealer and some powder, and then we will come back and finish up the review. So now that I finished applying my makeup, you guys can see the final product. Now I did not set my makeup at all. The only thing I set was my under eyes because I put concealer on them, and anytime I put concealer, I have to set, otherwise I get horrible creasing and it just doesn't stay. But I did not use any powder on any of my foundation. This is all just from the foundation, and you guys can see how matte it stays on its own. All I did was put a little bit of blush over it, a little highlight, and then my eyebrows, and I touched up my eye makeup just a tiny bit, but the foundation itself has not budged. Now, I've worn this all day for 2 weeks straight, like every single day. Now, some days I've actually even worn it to the gym, which I know, why do you wear makeup to the gym? Like, I get it, but I'm the kind of person, like, just the way my schedule works, if I don't wear makeup to the gym, I won't wear makeup for the rest of the day. Like, it just doesn't happen just because of the way my schedule kind of works out. But that's actually what really sold me on this foundation. So when I've worn my Estee Lauder Double Wear to work out, it stays really well. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really great foundation. It stays in place really nicely. But at the end of my workout, obviously I'm dripping sweat, so I will take like a paper towel and I will just kind of dab my forehead and any place on my face where I'm sweating. And when I do that, I do get a little bit of transfer, which again, not a big deal, still a really great foundation. But with this one, after I was done working out, and this was the one day that I actually tried it the first time for my workout, when I was done, I was literally drenched in sweat, you guys. Like, it was dripping down my face. It was so gross. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab my paper towel and see like how much this one transfers. I kid you not when I say this did not transfer at all. Like, I had to look at the paper towel like 15 times just to make sure like I was dabbing and dabbing and dabbing and dabbing and dabbing and then looking again. And I was like, that can't be right. Like, there's no transfer. So I just kept going and going and going. And then it got to the point where I was literally wiping my face with a paper towel, like actually applying pressure when I was wiping, and still nothing came off. And I was like, holy crap, like, this is my new best friend. The Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation is my new best friend. Like, we're biffles, we're gonna be hanging out on Friday night watching Say Yes to the Dress and eating pizza, so if you guys wanna join us, that's where we'll be. But I just can't say enough good things about this foundation. I love how well it stays, I love how matte it is. I can't get over it, you guys. Like, this is seriously gonna be my new favorite foundation of all time. I've actually already ordered extra bottles for backups because you guys know me, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I order backups for my backups. That's just how I am. So last but not least, I wanted to briefly touch on the packaging. Now, packaging is not the end all be all for a product in my opinion, but it definitely does not hurt to have a cute package. Now, I really like this one. This is the box that it comes in. Very simple. It's just a metallic silver with different crisscross lines running all over it, the Urban Decay logo, and then your shade and your shade number at the top. And then the bottle itself is what I really, really like. It's very modern, very sleek looking. Again, a metallic silver. It has the crisscross lines, the Urban Decay logo, and I like that you can kind of see through to the actual shade of the foundation. I really like that in products in general. And then it's just your standard pump bottle with your shade on the bottom. As I'm sure you guys can guess, I would 100% recommend this product. It is definitely going to be my new Holy Grail foundation, hence why I ordered extra bottles already. Now, if you guys do decide to try this foundation, please let me know what you think about it. I'd love to know your thoughts. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye! Where are we going? JFK, then Athens. And then what?